Greetings from Cybertron. This is SoundJack here with a review of the Transformers Studio Series Voyager class Thundercracker. Yes, I'd like to take a quick moment here to thank Miguel for picking one up for me when he found one, and well, actually a bunch, at a Toys R Us a little bit of ways from him. So again, thank you, Miguel, for that. And yes, for the audience, this is a Toys R Us exclusive, so this may be a bit hard to find since Toys R Us is closing and all of that, but maybe it'll get to like some discounters like Ross's or Marshall's or whatever, but at the moment, it's a Toys R Us exclusive. It's probably going to be a little hard to come by, but great figure. This is part of the new Studio Series, so and this is the first figure I'm reviewing of the new Studio Series, so let's take a quick look at the box that it comes with, or that is part of the Studio Series. So, main things about it, it's still got the red Transformers on the sides, Generations in the corner. There's the Studio Series logo right there, and all of them are specific instances from specific, all these are from specific movies, sorry. Even though Thundercracker didn't appear in the movie, they were like, hey, let's redo him and put him in a movie. So they put him in Dark of the Moon, and he has and all of them will come with a background. I'll show that off in a moment. But as is according to the back of this box, he has a Chicago aerial offensive background. So he's fighting. Here's a background of him in the skies. You also got his packaging artwork over here. He is number 9 in the Studio Series, so even though he is not just a store exclusive, he still counts in the overall count, which is a thing in this series. On the side of the box, you got a bigger 9 and a bigger Studio Series and the same piece of artwork, as well as the Voyager class hanging on there. On the top, you just got the Transformers Dark of the Moon. This side of the box, you got an Autobot logo, which is very nicely in there. But the strange is an Autobot logo. And then you got Thundercracker's artwork again. Authentic Transformers. You got the back of the box with the stock photography. Backdrop included, 35 steps, brief bio, and words and things and stuff. And the bottom just has a lot of words and numbers. Interesting thing I want to say about this, Takara Tomy is called out on the box. That's interesting to me. But I did mention there is backdrop included, so I'll take the plastic out. And here we are with the background. And you can just spread this out, pull it out, and you can have Thundercracker standing on there and this backdrop of the skies over Chicago during the Dark of the Moon. Now you got the background there, you got Transformers Dark of the Moon, Authentic Transformers, Autobot logo, Studio Series number 9. And then the back is just cardboard, in case you wanted to see any of that. But I'll be showing him off on this in a little bit. But now, taking a proper look at Thundercracker himself, he is a very nice G1 Thundercracker-esque redeco of the Last Night Nitro Zeus mold. It is, well, Decepticon Nitro mold. I'm sorry if you're concerned about the trademark. But it is very nice, fairly G1 evocative. Main thing is I think this blue is a bit darker than the G1 Thundercracker's blue. I do not own a Thundercracker, but I believe this is a fairly darker blue. But it still looks really good, and it's all goes all across all around the vehicle. Well, at least on the top, not as much on the bottom, but there is still nice bits of blue. Taking a closer look, you got nice black nose cone with black bits, a little bit of black striping on the side. Translucent cockpit with a yellow tinge to it for the cockpit, which I'll get into it right now. Does open up, because the Decepticon Nitro version of this mold was able to remove his head. This one can do, but I'll talk about that more later. To be kind of compatible with the Cogman that came with the line, so this still has that compatibility. And since Cogman was based off the Titan Master design, you can fit any Titan Master into Thundercracker's cockpit. I'm sorry. Moving along, you got just more blue going on. You do have these weird gray pieces, and I wish they were blue with the stripes because that would look really nice. But, you know, it's a minor bit, so that's not the biggest concern to me. Well, it may end up being the biggest concern because, there's not a whole lot to complain about with this guy. That's what I get trying to say. But he does have the nice red and silver stripes going along the side of his wings, along with nice black Decepticon symbols. And then you come to the back, and then you got these red and silver Thunderbolt kind of stripes going on these tail fins. And that's pretty simple. And then you got intake on the what will be his kneecaps, and then another intake written on there. And then you just got robot kibble underneath. You got his legs. This will be his chest. There is the back of his head right there. But you also do have a nice thruster in the back here that is just solid black. And as well as you have a nice landing gear right here, which can fold up, but you can put that out so he can stand properly in his jet mode, with the other two landing gears being these solid wheels here, which also have miniguns on them. If you can see that, they have those miniguns right there, just hanging out underneath there. You can't deploy them any further but that still looks pretty cool, I gotta say. Besides that, he does come with two accessories. He comes with these two missile pod pieces, and I'll lower the camera a little bit. And they have 5mm posts that can go into the 5mm holes underneath the wings. And you just plug them in, and you just plug that in, and there you go. Very simple, but you know, it looks good on him. Biggest complaint, and I have to be convinced at this point that this is me doing something wrong, because I've done this with both Thundercracker and Nitro Zeus, is I cannot get this right side of the wing of his body to line up properly. And what I mean by that is that let me detransform him a little bit so as you can see. So this leg and these wings are supposed to be connected by 3 points. So there's this slot that fits that tab right there. There's this hole which will fit that post right there. And then there's this slot at the bottom of what will be the foot that goes into that tab right there. And I can never get all 3 of them to work on either this or the Zeus mold, the original version of the mold. I do not know what I'm doing wrong. I just cannot. And this is the thing that bothers me. I can get it to work a bit better than the Zeus one, because like the Zeus's ones, this wing likes to bend upward. If I don't get it laying flat, this one kind of bends down a little bit. So that, and it's overall Zeus, my Zeus is feels a bit looser than the Thundercracker. Not like loose, like not Steelbane loose or anything, but this one holds together better, so I'm more okay with it. It still just bothers me because I don't know why that won't work. I'm presuming I'm doing something wrong with the transformation, but I'm doing the transformation as the instructions seem to be telling me. And granted that sometimes the instructions aren't that great, but it is an asymmetrical transformation, so something could not be lining up correctly. I just don't know what that is. So if someone does know, please let me know in the comments below, because again, that will probably help this Thundercracker and Nitro Zeus out as well. But I mean, besides that little bit, he still holds together very nicely. I mean, the nose cone, if you hold him by the nose cone, it may fall out, but like that still tabs in pretty nicely, and looks really good. So now let's get into some size comparisons. So here he is with Titans Return Legends Class Bumblebee. And you can see Thundercracker is too tall for this camera. There we are. You can see how that scales. You have Deluxe Class Chrome Dome. And you can see how that scales. Voyager Class Megatron. You can see how they scale. Leader Class 6-Shot. You can see how they scale, with Thundercracker being substantially longer than Stickshot in his car mode, with just the wings being as long as the car mode up to the back of the front wings. Not even the tail fins included. That's very bulky ult mode he's got there. And then here he is next to his mold mate, Nitro Zeus. And you can see the color differences between the two molds. There. And just to quick show off what I'm talking about, look at Thundercracker's wings are pretty flat right there. Nitro Zeus's wings are not so flat. Kind of stick out a bit more and are not as even as Thundercracker's are. But yeah. So that is all there is to say on Thundercracker in his alternate mode. So now let's roll right along to his robot mode. And first thing you're going to do, we're going to take those missiles off. These missiles pods, they can just come on. The other one worked fine. There we go. You can take those off. And then we're going to untab the wings and just fold them up. Like I mentioned before, tab to slot, post to slot, and then the feet tab in separately. It just doesn't work on this side for me at the very least. So you pull those up and you're going to untab the legs from the sides here. And like I said before, the tab right there goes into the hole in the foot right there. So we're starting to get this thing pulled apart. Now, while we're here, let us put, well, actually we got to come up here and untab the tail section, and we just leave it like so and fold the tail fin over to one side. You can fold this over to either side. It matters not for the transformation. Just fold it over to one side and just kind of leave it there for the time being. And then we're going to take this arm and you're going to rotate it around like so to clear this out of the way for the nose cone to come up, arm to come through. And we're going to do a very interesting transformation bit. I think I mentioned this, the interestingness of this on Nitro Zeus's review, but this is still very interesting, that you lift the leg up using that hinge right there to swing the arm back and around. So as the nose cone becomes the one arm, and then the leg can still stay where it is. And you just fold that back down, and then we'll rotate the legs at the hip. And then you'll tab these together. Tap these together, I said. And there you got that. And you just rotate at the thigh and flip the foot out. Rotate at the thigh and flip the foot out. And then you got his legs all done. So now we got to finish up his upper body. Put the landing gear in. And then what we're going to do with this arm is we're going to split it at the nose cone, like so. And then we're going to fold these back and up and around on the double hinge system right there. You can see it sits right there, and we'll just fold it up and around so that the nose cone pieces are sitting like that. His hand is now revealed, and then we'll come and then flip these thingies out. I don't know what they're supposed to be, but they're his like melee weapon thing. So yeah, they're there. And then you come to this side, and then you just flip the hand out and extend his arm cannon. That was his jet thruster. All right, so then we got those into place. So now we're just gonna flip this bit down and double fold it. So there's two. So this will, so the part the head is connected to will fold back like that, and then the whole thing will fold down like that, and then everything should lock into place at that point. So the arms are locked solid into place. And at this point you can rotate Thundercracker's head around. And the last thing to do is we are going to fold up these wings. So we're going to fold this gray piece up like so, and then fold this in at that hinge, fold that in at the next hinge, and then fold the tip of the wing in like so. So it makes a box pretty much. And then you can angle this however you like. I'll mention that more in a bit, but do the same on this side. Fold it down, fold it at the second hinge, fold it at that hinge, and then flip the wing in like so. And then you got clearance. We can take this hole, stick it into that tab. And then you got the tail fin locked in. And there you have Thundercracker in his robot mode. And we can lower the camera here a little bit. So as you can see, Thundercracker in his full robot mode. And again, he looks really, really nice. Excuse me. Dark blues really work well on this build. And you got a lot of gray on the chest. It's a lot of gray, I will say, because a lot of people are taken aback by that, especially in early leaked image, well, not leaked images, but like very, very earliest releases of this guy. That kind of looks a little weird, but you know what? That looks fine. I don't think I got that. Hold on. I don't think I have that arm in quite right. Well, I guess that's where it's going. Anyway, but the gray, the lighter gray on the chest does help break up a lot of the darkness, and it looks quite good, as well as that little bit of yellow to mimic the chest cockpit of the original Seeker mold that he was a part of. And taking a closer look, he's got a very, very interesting new head going on here. It's kind of movie star Scream, except much, much more buggy. Like, he's got the full-on 8 eyes going on. It's like he's part spider here. And it's like, I thought it was just like, okay, it's going to be these 2 large eyes and the kind of smaller eyes underneath. And then, nope, he's also got these huge eyes going on the sides of his head, which is creepy, I must say. But looks really good. And he's also got a very interesting buggy mouth going on there. He's got miniguns on his shoulders that were the landing gear from the alt mode. I already mentioned his chest with the light grays and the yellow for the cockpit chest. Right arm, it's pretty much the nose cone splayed out into his arm. It's predominantly blue, but there is a fair bit of black on the actual arm pieces that are not the jet kibble stuff, as well as just solid black for these bits there. And then other arm, predominantly black. You got a little bit of blue here, and then black again for the cannon, as well as the fist. For the legs, they are, again, predominantly blue. We got some black knee pads up here with red, and the intakes end up there. Got a little bit of black striping down there. Rest of the leg is pretty much solid blue. Well, this back bit is, the upper thigh area is solid black with a lot of nice mechanical detailing there. And then, again, lower legs blue, and the feet are solid black pieces. And then here is the kibble on the back. It's very neat that the Decepticon symbols end up on the back like that when you have this transformed this way. And for articulation, his head can rotate a full 360 degrees. It is able to nod up and down, and is also able to detach because it is they didn't change that. They didn't take the gimmick out, but it is very, very solidly in there. Like, if you like I can do this all day and it's not coming out. Well, if I do it lightly, but if I put too much force on it, obviously it'll come out. But it holds in there very, very securely. Very, at least the very least, more securely than on Nitro Zeus it did, I will say. Arms are able to bend that far out to the side, can rotate a full 360 degrees, as well as have about a 90 degree arm bend. I will say, however, that the nose cone arm does have a substantially less than 90 degree elbow bend, just because of... Sorry for the interruption, I got a phone call, but back on to it. I was just talking about how this arm does not have the same elbow bend as the left arm does, as you can see there and there. And moving on, no articulation at the waist, but the legs are able to bend that far forward, and actually a little more forward if you get the kneecap out of the way. So that far forward, that far back, and that far out to the side. And as well, he's got a thigh swivel on 360 degrees of rotation, a knee bend of about 90 degrees right there. Oops, sorry. 90 degrees right there. This kneecap does have a hinge to it, so you can bend that up and down however you see fit, and a foot that can rotate that far back and that far forward, but no side to side, unfortunately. Besides that, the shoulder pads can also articulate that far in and that far out, that far in, that far out, and these, I guess, thrusters on Thundercracker's back can bend at that hinge a bit and can also rotate forward and like so. So you got some variety of posing options for those thrusters. I kind of like to leave them a bit angled. It's a nice solid look. Though I will note that some people do like to leave the wings transformed in their full wing configuration to kind of give them a more G1 Seeker vibe. And I have been doing that a bit too, but for the review, since this is the official transformation, I shall leave him like this. And his missile accessories, which are right here. And they have 5mm pros. Can they go in the fists? Can they fit in the fist? You can kind of get them in the fist and have him like holding a tiny missile gun if you want, but really they're supposed to go in the 5mm holes, which are on the backs of these engine bits. So you just plug them in right there. Plug them in right there. And there you go. And there is the full Thundercracker look. And that is all to say on his robot mode. So let's get into some robot mode size comparisons. So here he is with Legends Class Bumblebee. Aha, I didn't need to cut because I cut 4 because of the phone call. So you can see he comes up to about the intake wording on his knee. We have Deluxe Class Chrome Dome, who comes up to about right about there on the chest. We have Voyager Class Megatron, and it looks like Megatron is just a hair taller, just a hair taller than Thundercracker, or yeah, if that, if anything, Megatron's a hair taller. We have and another phone call interruption. That one I did not know the number, so we're just gonna move on. Here he is with Leader Class 6 shot, and you can see Thundercracker's head comes up to a little bit above the bottom of that chest wing there. We have the channel's mascots, Soundwave and Wheeljack. So you can see how he looks next to them. And then, quick comparison with his moldmate, Nitro Zeus. And we'll move the camera a little bit. And you can see the similarities and the differences between the two of them. Yeah. But, and a quick shot. We'll end this review with Thundercracker in his stand base. Yeah, that looks pretty good, if I do say so myself. So yeah, that's all there is to say. Well, actually, I didn't get to my opinion on him. Overall, Studio Series Thundercracker is really nice. Really nice homage to the G1 character. Really nice reuse of the Nitro Zeus mold. Honestly, if there is going to be a proper reboot of the movie universe, but does keep a very similar aesthetic, I would not mind something like this being the Starscream body. I mean, maybe a less buggy head, a bug-looking like head, maybe a little more symmetry, but like overall, I would be very content if this was the kind of design we got for Starscream if the movies reboot in the same artistic style. I'm not sure if that's going to happen. I don't know anything's going to happen, but again, very nice body, very nice Thundercracker, and if you get the chance, I would encourage you to pick it up. But that is all I have to say on Studio Series Thundercracker. So thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, please like and share this video and subscribe to the channel. You can also follow me on Twitter and Instagram at SoundJack426. Also, please consider donating on my Patreon page to help support the channel. All of the links will be in the description below. Thanks for tuning in. This is SoundJack signing off.